Hey guys, what's going on? This is Steve Arajo and Doug Keppen, and we are Bass Geeks. Super Bass Geeks. We love bass gear. So this is basically, it is a podcast, and it's a video podcast. So I just had an idea to actually videotape what we are actually talking about. Doug's a very old friend of mine, super incredible bassist. You've probably seen him featured in quite a number of bass hang videos. Really helps me out.
That's right.
A lot with gear, with playing. Also has helped with videotaping, and also kind of you and the other bass hanger, Brad Forbes.
Yeah.
You kind of run the Bass Hangs Instagram page.
Right.
So it's very, very helpful, and like I said, I couldn't be happier. He's rad. So yeah, follow Bass Hang at Instagram. But again, you podcasters, thank you for tuning in. Kind of before we start, I kind of want to do some business here. There's some companies that really help the bass hang out and have been helping the bass hang kind of since the inception. And I really want to give kind of a shout out and thank you to them. And so first off is A Designs Audio, Pete Montesi and A Designs has really helped me out with, helping me with gear. We're playing, I use a Ready for recording quite a bit, so has Doug. Mm-hmm. Also, Doug is playing through the KGB 1 or ITF. It's basically tone filters as a preamp, so that's what he's playing through. Going through a little Mark bass amp and then a form factor cabinet. So you're hearing Doug playing a 73 jazz bass, and he's playing through an A Designs KGB preamp. So again, A Designs, great stuff. I think you've seen some videos. He also sent me a mic pre called the Ventura, which I did a video, and actually I think you shot some video for that.
Yeah,
so it's awesome. Really want to thank Nordstrand, Kerry Nordstrand, with his multiple companies, Nordstrand guitars, Nordstrand pickups, and soon coming Nordstrand audio. Or Nordstrand amplification. So he has been tremendous and very much a help and a supporter of the bass hang.
Very supportive.
Since the inception. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been at every bass hang.
Absolutely.
Since they started. DR Strings, we cannot say enough about DR Strings. They have helped out also with a lot of events, and have provided us with a lot of strings, and we're providing them with some content and playing examples. So all the basses that you see here and all of them that you hear on the bass hang have DR strings. So we really, really are big fans. And
yeah, that's not exactly suffering. The strings they're great strings.
Yeah.
I love them.
And it's nice to be able to try anywhere from flat wounds to their steel to their nickel to new strings that they're coming out with, like the pure blues. That video's coming. So
yeah, man, the Legends. The Legends are the real unique thing.
Yeah.
They're not the standard flat wound. They're not real bright. They sound broken in from the beginning, which is pretty unusual.
So
nice to not have to go through that break-in period.
Total misconception about flat wounds. People automatically think that they're going to be dead and thuddy.
Right.
And they're not. From the Diodario Chromes are super bright.
Yeah.
Labella, what are the other real popular ones?
Well, Labella's probably, the most known. GHS has also a pretty popular set.
Okay.
Right flats, I think they're called. People seem to really like those.
Cool.
Even Rotosound makes flats.
Oh, that's right. I think a friend of mine just got some Rotosounds.
Yeah.
So the misconception is that they're super dead. They're normally bright.
Yeah.
From the beginning, and the DR Legends have just this stupid, old thud.
They're fat.
Yeah, fat. They actually sound like, when I got this bass, I did the video, 33-year-old Rotosounds. They sounded like that. But, you don't want to wait 33 years. So, again, definitely want to thank DR Strings. And then Form Factor. Like I said, Form Factor has really helped out with cabinets. They make great stuff. Very audiophile-like. Almost like having a monitor, a studio wedge or something for your bass amp. So, and Doug is playing out of that. So that's what you'll hear, the 112 Neo cabinet. Form Factor, and then I want to thank Marco Basses also. We're not playing one today, but Marco Bass has really been another just incredible supporter of the bass hang. So, we endorse and they endorse. So again, A Designs, Nordstrand, DR Strings, Form Factor, and Marco Basses. Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do.
Super cool.
All right, so down to business. What are we talking about, Doug?
Octavers.
Octave pedals. We're just
Bass.
pedal crazy.
Yeah. Octavers for the bass specifically.
So yeah, octave pedal. So I think we have most of the popular. We have the EBS Octabase.
Yeah.
We have the MXR. You just recently got this one.
Yeah, that's my new Octave Bass, the Bass Octave Deluxe.
Okay.
It's cool.
MXR. MXR makes that one. We have the Aguilar Octamizer, which is incredible too.
Yeah.
This belongs
Great
to
pedal.
Howard Olyate, but I believe this was mine and I sold it to him.
Yeah.
So it's come back around. We're borrowing it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Each one of these has its own way of dealing with this tone, the tone.
Yeah. They all sound different. And I think I owned the Octabase before, and then I had the Aguilar, and I'm just weird with pedals.
Yeah.
I go through them. Now I'm keeping them. Now I'm like, all right, I got to get them. So the latest one that I have that I like is the Three-Leaf Audio Octabvre. Octabvre. So Tim LaFay, who actually spells his name, or it's LaFay, but it's Lefebvre. It's kind of like, yeah, it's one of those. But Spencer Doran from Three-Leaf Audio is just awesome, and he's got a pretty awesome sense of humor. So I think that's where the...
So that's made for Tim LaFay?
It's made, yeah. Tim LaFay had a lot to do with this pedal.
Cool.
A lot of his input. So, and we'll hear it. It's modeled after the original Boss OC2. 95% sure of that, but with a twist. And we'll go through it.
Yeah, because Tim LaFay is a big pedal junkie, right? He
Yes.
does all kinds of crazy stuff. So this is the one that's going to be outside the box, I think. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm real curious to play.
No, and it is. It's definitely not just your everyday octave pedal. It's kind of octave pedal and then some. Very effect-like Tim LaFay. So octave pedal by Three-Leaf Audio. I don't know, how would you pronounce it?
Octave.
Octave. It's spelled Octabvre. Octabvre. Octave pedal. Three-Leaf Audio. Anyways, so we got some cool pedals, and so what are we starting with, Doug?
Well, EBS. It's
Okay.
Yeah, man. Let's play that one.
Let's play the Octabase pedal. So you want to play kind of without anything first, just kind of flat, or just like a riff, or whatever. I don't care.
Riff it.
Riff it.
Well, let's see. Now, octave pedals, they tend to, we'll see. You want to play higher up the fretboard on them. When you're playing real low notes, it gets a little messy. So,
Okay.
I'll start down here.
Kind of little riff in G kind of thing.
Yeah.
Low G. So jumped up.
Yeah. So it gets a lot cleaner when you jump up that low. Everything's fine except for that. On this one, I think the G is a little messy.
So you would say G is probably the lowest you want to go. Maybe.
I actually think the A on this pedal, I was messing with it a little bit earlier. It seems okay.
All right, and then so. Oh, okay.
It's holding the note.
It's holding.
But I think when you get down to, you're right, when you get down to
I was
the
just
G,
wondering.
it gets indistinct. You can't
Okay.
really, the pitch gets a little weird. You can't quite tell what it is.
Okay. And as far as knobs, so we have our normal. So that's our unaffected sound.
Yeah,
our
that's
normal,
that's
dry.
just the tone. If you turn down the there's a normal knob and an octave knob. So if you turn off the octave,
So turn off the octave.
you just get the sound of the bass, unaffected.
Oh, okay. So then you can sneak in.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Two knobs, gain
knobs.
for 2. Okay. So let's do 12 o'clock, and then you have a range.
Right.
So high, mid, and low.
Yeah. This is kind of trippy. The literature, I expected that to be frequencies, but it's not really how it works or what it is. In fact, they even say the high position is best for non-bass instruments. Good for guitar, it's good for piccolo bass, and other instruments. It still works, and it sounds good, but it just kind of features the higher frequencies.
And that's what we were just playing.
Was that
Yep,
on
that
high?
was on high.
Okay, so that's it.
So that's basically normal, 12 o'clock, octave, 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Is that
Sure.
for you generally? How do you usually, or
Well,
have
that's
you?
not my pedal,
That's not your pedal.
so
Okay, it's a loner.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Yeah,
okay.
so you have to kind of play with it and see what works best for you, but that sounds, like a nice blend to me. Just depends what you want.
Cool. So go ahead and keep playing, and then I'll go to the mid. Mid. Sounds
It's beefy.
better. It sounds better. I like that sound better.
And they call this the classic octave divider. That's,
Is the mid?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what they say. You know, I guess when they first designed their first pedal, this is what it did. And now it's a little more flexible. They got to, you know, switch for highs and lows as well.
I like that mid. I'm glad we started with the high because it's just getting better.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's high, and then there's mid.
You know, mids.
Cool.
They always add a lot of beef and clarity, you know, too, as long as you don't get too carried away with it.
So this is why pedals kind of freak me out in live situations, because they kind of suck your tone.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like what we're talking about here, they're kind of sucking the mid out. So you almost feel like you're getting lost. So you need that, I don't know.
It's got to get put back in.
But do you find that too when you're...
You know, I'll be honest, Steve, I've kind of avoided pedals, honestly, for that reason, because you get your sound all dialed in. If you're playing a lot live, every room's a little different. It's already kind of a nightmare.
It's already like 50-50 if you're going to have good tone or not.
Exactly.
Or you're going to have to just be trustful on your own, like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Disregard the sound. I'm rocking.
Yeah.
I'm solid.
I mean, this is we're not talking about big stages with huge sound systems and guys making sure everything sounds good out front. We're regular guys playing local clubs.
Got it.
So So you don't know what you're going to get, and so you know, like you say, okay, maybe you get a decent sound in a room, and then you kick the pedal in, and all of a sudden you're like, I can't.
Tone suck.
Yeah, and now I'm buried under the keyboard player or the guitar player, and yeah.
Yeah. So
that can be an issue, but that, you know, this is, I suppose this gives you a little bit of an option.
Yeah.
You know, if you need the highs boosted a little, at least you can get all those mids and bass frequencies sort of out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're not buried. I mean,
that's cool. Yeah. Keep playing. Okay. So that was the mid. So then we'll go to low. So that's low. Sorry. That's mid. Keep going. Low. I can feel it more than hear it.
well,
There's mid.
Move down the neck a little bit.
So mid. And then there's low. There's mid. And then there's low. It's almost like a feel, like a presence thing.
It's fatter.
Initially, I kind of like the mid.
Yeah, I think so.
I kind of dig the mid.
I think that's the juice in this pedal.
Yeah, let's try it with just the octave.
Okay.
No direct signal.
Yeah.
How's that?
So I'm playing a 12th fret G on the G string. So that would be like a low D, huh?
Yeah, that would be like a low D on a 5-string. And this is very analog sounding, I think. I don't know. Analog sounding, you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool, actually. Kind of digging that.
With the mid-range, with just that.
Uh-huh.
And then sneak in a little normal. Yeah. I like it.
Cool.
And then, and then that's instantly play an octave lower.
Yeah.
Now I'm, because I've played I think what's the pedal that everybody kind of models after? Is it the OC2? I mean, that's kind of like,
You know, I'm kind of late coming to octave pedals.
Yeah.
Just, I don't.
I wish we had an OC2. Next time. Oh well.
Well, that is, I think, if I remember right, I saw a video with Yannick Wasdala, and he had like a dozen of them because he's been collecting them because they don't make them anymore or something.
The Japanese ones are really collectible. The black label some weird thing. So yeah, they make them, but the older ones are supposed to be sought after. So yeah.
So okay, maybe that's the one that
I don't know
is the legend.
Yeah. So okay, well that's cool. So that's the EBS Octabase.
Yeah.
I dig it. I like it.
Yeah.
And it's substantial. It's, it's built like it's going to take some, abuse.
Those EBS cases are definitely beefy.
And I like the connectors. They're like the beefy connectors and the switch too. I mean, it really does feel like it's going to take some abuse. So
This will be interesting. So set it back to a normal setting and maybe put it on the middle.
Yep.
And then one of the things that, like, I just recently got the MXR Bass Octave Deluxe, and never having had an octave pedal, believe it or not, all these years.
Okay. This is your first one. Okay.
Yeah, there were some things I didn't really expect, and I don't think it's critical to the thing, but you can't really do like chords or double stops. It's sort of too much.
It's monophonic.
Yeah.
Like not polyphonic. Okay.
It gets very muddy.
Interesting.
It's just a lot of information.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's just a big slab of just
hoopla. Nothing.
Hit you in the face with
So
sound.
do it again with just the
Just the bass. Just the.
That's just the octave. Yeah. Probably not meant to.
Kind of mess.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, if you want that effect, I guess. But okay.
You might.
Yeah.
It's hey, it's a sound.
Tim LaFay would.
Absolutely.
He's
probably in that pedal.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll figure that. Okay. So
then,
Swiss made, true bypass, pretty badass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the other thing that I wanted to mention, I mean, I just thought we tried this as we tried the other pedals.
Yeah.
Is also you can't really hold a long note for sustain.
Okay.
Because once it starts to die, it starts breaking up, which probably isn't it's probably not a good note because it's right in the middle of the fretboard. It's holding it really nicely.
Pretty good, actually.
Let's go up to a high note. Strings are newer.
Yes. Still not bad. Hey, we take that back.
I definitely take it back.
Wait, it does have gnarly rad sustain. Huh.
When I was playing, there it is.
There we go. Yeah, the little
You
glitch.
probably can't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Interesting.
So maybe the strings are newer, or the bass just resonates better. But any note that doesn't really carry,
Like a dead note?
Yeah.
Which I'm stupid and I rarely hear them. I don't know why. I can't. But you have, and you've pointed them out. But I think like a dead note would probably.
Yeah, they break up.
Okay.
I mean, it's not gonna. It's only if you need to really hold that note, sustain that note.
Okay.
It's to be a problem. Or
harmonics.
Usually, you hear that.
Yeah, warbly.
Yeah. It's just not so.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You get extra mess in it.
Okay.
So, because I was playing around, I'm playing up and down the fretboard and going like, what's all that extra thunder underneath? So, just little things to be aware of.
So you have to be a lot more precise with your playing. It makes you be more precise,
absolutely.
You think? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just a couple of things that, you might not be aware of when you pick up
So
plug the pedal.
practice your muting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't cheat. Use your fingers. So, all right. So let's. So anything else about the Octabase?
No, man.
By
I
EBS?
think we covered it.
Swiss made, right? I mean, it's
great stuff.
pretty gnarly. Killer. All right. So now, hey, I'm gonna give you the controls.
Oh, right on.
So we'll trade. We'll do this. You can just. I don't know. Yeah. There we go. All right. The bass goes to sleep. All right. Let me unmute. All right. So playing through, I am playing through an Aguilar GS112 and a GK MB800 head. And I'm playing my late 60s P bass. That's kind of a mishmash, but it's the home run P bass.
Yeah, man.
So
Nice.
pretty nice. So yeah, we'll stick in G. Well. Little bit glitchy down there.
Yeah.
But that's G.
Yeah.
It's holding out.
Yeah, it is. Go down.
F sharp.
Yeah, hear that?
It starts getting a little F, E.
A little warbly.
So it gets. So they're just
you
totally.
get down to G.
Yeah, you get down to G. A flat's a little. It's a little bit.
Only if you have to hold the note, you know? If you
Yeah.
want to play a ballad and you need to hold that note, then maybe, I don't know
Yeah.
what the music, but just for bouncing off of it, playing through a line, it's be fine. Did you say that this was
Cool.
the Aguilar?
So, sorry, that's the Aguilar Octamizer.
So different controls on this.
Different controls, built like a brick again.
definitely
You know,
a
they
tank.
make great pedals. So Aguilar Octamizer has, we can kind of show them. Here, you can tell them what it has.
So you have an octave level, and you have a clean tone level. So the clean tone is just, again, your signal coming from your bass
Just your bass
unaffected.
flat.
And then the octave, of course, is the addition of the octave. So how loud that's going to be, that's what those two levels are. And then you have these, an octave filter, which I think is a sweep probably
I think it's tone.
Yeah.
Right? It's a tone.
similar to the, I would guess, similar to the EBS lows to high, probably high
The
to
switch.
lows.
So instead of a switch, it's yeah.
It's a what do you call that? A sweep.
A sweep. Yeah.
From the frequencies from low to high in your octave. That you affect that separately with that, and then the clean tone is the same kind of thing. I think it's a
Cool. So I think it's left side is octave, right side's clean.
yeah,
Right?
and that's it.
Cool. Pretty yeah.
But it's a lot of control over your signal. So that's everything 12 o'clock. So I'm gonna turn back the clean level a little bit and boost the octave level, and then let's start with the filter flat.
Filter flat.
All the way left, all
Okay.
the way off, or I'm not sure what all the way off is. Let's play a little bit, let's
All
see
right.
where it goes. That's all the way up.
Mid range.
Yeah,
Mid range almost, right?
yeah. Well, it seems to cut the highs a little bit when it's on up to the left. It's sort of warmer, and then it adds
Some beef.
yeah, but like you say, mid range and maybe some highs. It's
Yeah.
just got a lot more distinction. So you get a fatter tone to the left on the octave level, and I think brighter and more articulate to the right. Okay, so that's the octave level.
That's octave level?
Let's see
Okay.
what the clean does. So I'm going to turn everything off on the... Well, actually, you know what? Let's turn everything off.
Okay.
And then just bring up the level.
Bass level?
Yeah. And then we'll see what the clean tone does. It's far all the way left now. We'll sleep it up. Right?
Yeah, right. I like that knob all the way left. I like that.
Well, it's definitely fat, but if you need a little more articulate, a little more bite, and there's a lot of blend, you know, there. So let's blend them. See what we get. Okay, I'm gonna leave the tone all the way left and bring in the octave. Huge. It's tracking really well.
That's why
Yeah. That's great.
man, that thing tracks
Yeah.
stupid. So it tracks great.
Yeah, we didn't slap it all on an octave.
It kind of starts warbling. Yeah, I don't know, huh?
Got a dime with the octave level there.
You know,
It's nice for slapping, but you bring the tone way up on the clean.
yeah.
brings the bite to it.
Just gives it a thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
a lot of control there. You know, from warm beef to all the way bright to any blend in the middle that gives you a real articulate octave.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's really versatile.
Aguilar Octamizer.
Plus, you know, this is a analog pedal and analog.
Yes.
And it's, I like the tone. It feels warmer and, I don't know, more analog-y to me. I like it.
I like the tracking.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to, if you slap, again, you can't hang on the note and then it hangs.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah. There's a little bit of hair underneath. You know what I mean? It's sort of some rumble that it seems like it might be coming from it not tracking completely always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But kind of it's still cool. Like it just has a thing, you know? It has a thing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the Aguilar Octamizer. Very cool. And then cool. All right. All right, next up, yo. So nice. All right, let's try your Bass Octave Deluxe.
Bass
So
Octave
before
Deluxe.
that, hold on a second. And the audience will gladly hear us.
We should also mention, do
it.
They say you want to put your octave pedal first in your chain.
Okay.
I was using it the other night at a rehearsal. I had a chorus pedal in front of it.
Oh.
And there were all these bleeps and squawks, sounded like literally like R2D2 bleeping through the system, and it was just a matter of switching the pedal around. So, kind of needs to come early on in your pedal chain.
Probably to
first
get
up
the best signal to it.
Because
because
That's
further down the line, you start kind of losing some signal.
That's
in the chain. So
that's it.
All right. So you can go ahead and plug in there. You've got juice. So we're running on. We're using the 1-spot. Just to make sure that we have power. So a little 9-volt 1-spot, which is like a generic thing. So that's what we're using for all the pedals, just to make sure that we have the best power.
Yeah, they're all getting the same juice. Nobody has a weak battery.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So, MXR Bass Octave Deluxe. This has been out for a little while, I think.
Yeah, it has.
I think it's been out for a bit. Again, and this one feels smaller footprint-wise, which is nice. I mean, depending on your pedal, but it feels smaller footprint-wise.
Yeah.
Again, cool, kind of like the vintagey Fender knobs almost, like that.
That's true, yeah, like in the jazz bass.
Kind of looks cool, and, good pedal. All of these have, like, really cool, like, substantial. I'm just kind of talking about the construction, just to see.
Durability.
Yeah, durability. So, and then when did you get this one?
I just got that like two weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's your new toy, man.
It's my new toy.
All right, cool. So what do you think? Go ahead and you want to play flat, and then I'll just I'll start with everything 12 o'clock, mid off. So down to A flat.
Pretty good A flat.
Pretty good. G's good.
It's really clear.
Nice. F sharp.
Not breaking up. F. E.
The E.
E broke up. That's the best, I think, so
Pretty
far.
good. So far. Yeah.
As far as hanging on a note, if you need to. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You really need that sound?
We're just having a competition for ourselves. That's it. It's not even a competition. So, but that's kind of cool. All right. So again, these basically you have from left to right. You have a growl button, a dry, and a girth. So and then a mid-range little switch, little button. So what do the controls do?
Growl is actually is a mid-range sweep.
Okay.
You know, so you can add mid-range.
Okay, cool.
So you wanna.
Yeah. So there's all the way turned up. That's the growl. And then down. That's all the way down. So I'll turn up. Not too over the top, kind of subtle.
Yeah.
Kind of a subtle type of thing. Sorry, let me just mute that. Cool, okay, and then let's go to the right. How about girth? What is the girth? Bass? Bass? Or sweep?
Yeah, man, let me look at the...
Yeah,
let me look at the...
That's fine. And then you have your dry, which has got to be dry, you know, to the left is dry, to the right is affected, so...
Yeah, the girth knob, it just says controls volume of deep and smooth sub-octave. So it's a sweep, you know, to bring that in as you like.
Cool. So let's do, let's hear dry.
Wait.
Oh, okay, so to the right... That's octave?
Yeah, the dry is just the instrument. So if you turn off...
So dry is just the instrument?
Yeah, so if you turn off the growl and the girth, I think you get just the bass.
Ah.
With the dry. So the dry knob it controls the bass signal.
Okay. So that's what I want to know. Okay, so dry all the way to the right. Dry is just regular bass signal.
Yeah.
Okay. Then these two are...
They're two controls
they're two bass controls.
Yeah.
Octave controls.
Exactly.
I did not understand.
I should have told you
No, it's okay. I thought dry was a sweet, like to the left was dry, to the right was wet. But no, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dry knob is literally just your dry signal.
Yeah. Interesting concept.
That's cool.
Dry.
And then growl, that's synthy.
Yeah.
That's cool though. So that's the growl. It just has a cool thing. Okay, and then girth.
But that's no clean signal, no dry.
That's, yeah, exactly. So it's just octave. What you're hearing there is just the octave sound. Very robotic. All right. So that was growl. How about girth?
Only girth, huh?
So girth gets a little bit more into the analog. To me, to my ears. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
the
so.
Analog sub-octave.
Analog sub-octave. So mixing them. So that's both. And then mixing in some dry. Should I hit the mid? Mid button.
It's got a, yeah.
Oh. That makes that just it's pokey. Just pokes through a little bit. I like it. So then there's some of the growl. Double stop, yeah, again, double stops are...
Yeah, it's all that sub-thundery messiness.
See, now I know how the pedal works. But that's intriguing to me, that it has the two different types of octave sounds.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool.
It is cool. And I think the mid button, you know, if I had a complaint of anything about the pedal, it's just that the mid button is this tiny little thing you have to bend down and press with your finger.
Okay.
It'd be nice if you could hit it with your foot, you know?
Yeah.
I guess
leave it on all the time.
You could leave it on all the time if you know that that's what you want.
Yeah,
but it just seems like it would be nice
to be able to just boop.
Yeah, and then there's actually a switch inside it, a dip switch or the dip switch. There's a tiny switch inside that you can change the. Yeah, you got to take the back off.
Okay.
Change the mid-range frequency.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
It's cool.
Huh. What are the mid-range for you? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
So to the left, so growl, girth, or octaves, and then dry is your literal dry signal. Cool.
Let's see, you get 850 hertz or 400 hertz.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Where's it? Do you know where it's set right off? Just default. Who knows? Just wondering.
Don't know.
We can Google it.
Yeah.
Or people can Google it.
Or I could take the back off.
Or we can take the back off. Exactly. So cool. Yeah. You want to play a little bit more now that I know what the controls do? Where have you been setting it for your preference?
I've had the girth sort of at about 10 or 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
And the growl about where you have it at, say, 1 o'clock. And dry somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, the girth is the one I've kind of messed with because it gets fat.
Interesting. Okay.
You want it to cut through when you're playing with a band. It sounds great when you're sitting in your room, of course. Huge. But it's got to cut through the mix.
Cool. And you can feel it a little better.
Yeah.
Like that.
And I like the mid-range boost.
Sounds great. Leave it on all the time, man. That's without it. Yeah. This gives it a cool subtly.
Yeah.
I like it, man. All right. Cool. Anything else on the Bass Octave Deluxe?
I think we covered the territory.
Yeah. And sorry, I did not know what the heck the knobs did at first. I was like, ah! So, cool. I like it. 2 separate octave controls. All right.
I'm thinking that's the best so far on the low notes.
Range? Yeah, definitely.
Reading the...
I think so.
Yeah, the low frequencies.
All right. So now we've got the...
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
Yikes.
You can actually lower or unplug that plug. Yeah, just take out the plug. Take it out. Yeah.
To make noise.
There you go. That's fine. All right. We have too many cables, man. Too many cables.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are dealing with the Octabvre by 3-Leaf Audio. So I just got to make sure that I remember what all the knobs do, because this one is a little bit more involved. So we'll hold it kind of like this, so the audience can hear it or see it. So, all right. So, yeah, dry. And so this has two foot switches, and they're kind of the nice, like, soft switches, which is really cool. They're nice and silent. And from left to right, you have your volume, mix, tone, and your sub volume. So basically, when you engage it, basically the switch on the left will engage. So it's kind of synthy, but
yeah, but it's just got some distortion.
It's got some distortion. Nice. So the deal is the tone to the left. To the left is like a Boss OC2, old school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very warm.
Yeah. So then now go the other side, all the way. Yeah. Kind of octave with some distortion.
Yeah. So do you have control? Let's see. Okay, tell me about the other ones.
All right. So basically, let's start with the OC2 side. So you have your volume. Basically, that's your
clean signal.
Your clean signal. Actually, it's your octave. My bad. Octave signal. Mix will be dry or all octave. So all the way to the left is going to be just bass, just your dry signal.
Yeah.
Then to the right is going to be your...
Just the bass.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Tim LaFay in his craziness and his awesomeness, because he's, he's just one of those guys. Great player, obviously like one of those, tweaks with things.
Yeah, real creative.
Real creative. His thing with the octave pedal, he would have to reach down to actually just get the octave tone to turn the switch, right? Because you would have to turn the switch. Well, hit the button on the right. The button on the right solos the octave signal.
Wow. Okay.
So instead, you don't have to bend over and turn the knob, your mix knob. So that's just the octave.
Wow.
So if you want crazy. Now, it's not the perfect octave. It has little glitchies to it, I think.
Well, it's got like some compressed distortion in there.
It does.
It's really even.
Yeah. That's low E. It starts getting kind of glitchy.
Way up here a little bit. Okay, so that's octave, and then this is a different
Solo.
thing.
So that's this solo. That's the octave solo.
Yeah, but this tone knob adds all that distortion.
Yeah, so to the left is OC2 and then to the right is that other effect.
Yeah.
Whatever the...
So you get a twofer.
You get a twofer.
Dude, I totally dig that.
It's pretty cool.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so sorry if I explained it weird. It's kind of a weird
No, it just
concept.
took me a minute to get it.
It's a lot of stuff. It's like me with the MXR. So he, Tim LaFay and all his greatness was working with Spencer Doran because he wanted to be able to solo the sub by itself without going down and reaching to the knob. So it's different, right?
Well, yeah, but there's more than that because he's got that other effect added to it, which is kind of what he does. He blends stuff and does really crazy things. And
exactly.
I was watching a video with him online where he was talking about how he was going through pedals kind of quickly because I can't remember which pedal it was, but he would literally hit the pedal repeatedly. So it was on and off while he was playing to get this effect.
To get this sound.
He was like, it's really cool, but I'm going through a lot of pedals.
That's so funny, just because of the switch was...
Yeah, but that's how he thinks, It's like, what can I do with these pedals to get something nobody's done that's just really going to freak you out?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love this, man. I love this. I want one.
You didn't... It's pretty rad, right?
So, and what's the sub volume?
Oh, the sub volume. We didn't even talk about it. So that is...
So let me turn the sub back on.
Yep.
So there's tone and sub volume. Oh wow, you can take it right up.
Double stop.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
It hit a high note long and. Wow, it's hanging right in there. Nice. Oh, that's so cool.
That's just... That's what I love. I really like it. And then you can go traditional OC2, like the OC2. Oh yeah. Okay. You're soloing.
Yeah.
really cool pedal. So you haven't messed with this one?
No, this is awesome.
It's pretty badass, dude.
I totally dig it. You know how a little distortion, especially on bass, really makes it sit in the mix. And in live, you could use that.
Yeah, well, borrow it.
Yeah, I will.
Borrow it, man.
Taking it home.
Yeah, take it home, borrow it. But it really, it has a lot of stuff. This little pedal has a lot of features, and that's why, yeah. At first I was like, wait, I was having a hard time explaining it. It's more like, okay, let's just play it, and yeah, it's pretty badass, huh?
Right, man, I totally dig it.
Yeah,
really, really nice.
It's a good one.
It's a little more versatile in you know, well, you get that if you like that extra.
Yeah, you want to play it?
Fuzziness.
Here, we'll have Doug play it a little bit. So
on the Mighty P.
On the Mighty P bass. So here's bypassed. So that's bypassed, and then so that is the tone OC2 vibe. So you have your sub volume too. I think. Oh, you know what? Sub volume only works
with the sub
on. So there we go. So that's, and then turning the tone knob higher gives it that, and you're right, like compressed distortion sound, right? And it bends, like, right? Here it is solo. I think Doug likes his pedal. So that's a sub by itself. And then there's bypass. Yeah. But it's a cool effect. But it's a cool effect too. And again, I think that that goes hand in hand with the Tim LaFay vibe.
Totally. Yeah.
Where he's very into.
You gotta do stuff that's weird.
Yeah.
Doing stuff that people don't do because it's funky and.
Yeah. Doing some crazy stuff. So, so cool. So we had some pretty rad pedals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3-leaf audio, Octabvre, Octave Octabvre, whatever. Octave pedal. The Aguilar Octamizer. Little red brick.
Nice pedal. Yeah,
I mean these are all this is us being geeks and freaking nitpicking.
Absolutely.
Just nerding out. So
great pedals.
They're all great.
Yeah.
EBS Octabase, and then the MXR Bass Octave Deluxe. So I just thought, okay, we're gonna do a little Bass Geek. Is that what we've decided this is? Bass Geeks.
Yeah,
we're Bass Geeks. Yeah, whatever. So we're putting it to a vote. Or let's just say, what's your favorite pedal out of all these four?
Dude.
What's the one that you would take? Which one?
It's you know, it's really tough. I'm really happy with the MXR, but I love this 3-leaf audio thing because of the extra little oomph that you get. It's just I dig this pedal, man.
I love that we captured, because you'd never played this, so
yeah, man,
you're like
awesome.
tweaking, you're like, whoa, like it just lit up, so it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would take that one home in a heartbeat, the 3-leaf audio.
Okay, so the bass hang, Bass Geek, Octave bass shootout, which it really wasn't, but just for giggles. Doug picks the octave, the 3-leaf octave, and I must also go with the 3-leaf octave. Yeah. It just seems versatile. It's not, now, it doesn't track as well as some of these.
Yeah.
But it just has this versatility.
Yeah.
So, I think taking that into consideration, 3-leaf audio octave, I think it wins.
But in the real world, hey, why let's be stuck with one? We can have a couple of them, right?
Exactly. All right. So this is I'm gonna go off a little bit. We're gonna change it up a little bit. This guy, Chase Dawes, contacted me. He does Dawes audio pedals, and he sent me this pedal, and it's a preamp pedal, and it's based off of a Man Stingray preamp. and it's based off of the older Music Man Stingray preamp, the 2-band,
From the 70s?
From the 70s, I believe. Yeah, again, I'm not the best with Music Man dates, but yes, the early ones, which I will show you, our good friend Howard Ulyate from Ulyate Instruments, and we don't have to plug it in, I want you to play the P-Bass, but it's based off of this. So this Blackfoot by Dawes Audio, D-A-W-E-S, it's a little preamp pedal, and again, modeled after the 2-band original Stingray preamp. So I kind of messed with it yesterday, but I'm very curious to have Doug playing while I kind of tweak. And I actually just heard from Chase, and he told me a little bit about the knobs and the controls and what they do. It's very interesting. So on the inside, he's a very smart guy. He thought of some cool stuff. On the inside, you can choose for the little switch here to either be a bypass so that you get clean signal or affected signal, or you can choose it to mute. So if you are using it as a true preamp and are going to like a front of house or sending the signal to, a DI, or using it as a preamp and you just want to mute, you can actually choose. So when you hit it or when you turn it off, it actually mutes the signal from the output, which is kind of cool. Yeah. The other thing it has on the inside, it has a gain trim pot, so you can raise and lower the gain. The other thing, there's switches. There's a bright switch, left and right. There is an active passive, so probably a pad. So to the left is active, to the right is passive. So we'll leave it passive since we're playing a P-bass. And then you have a volume, a gain, which is self-explanatory, but then here's your bass and treble. So this bass and this treble control are supposedly modeled after a Stingray, Music Man Stingray preamp. So. Okay,
excuse my ignorance.
No.
If you're in passive mode, is the gain going to do anything?
Yeah, I think it's lower gain or higher gain. Okay. So it has probably a cut. So if you're playing a bass that has really high output, to go to active. Okay. That's what that is. Okay. That's what that's for.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So let's just play. I think we're on, right? So bypass. So the original Music Man Stingray preamps were boost only. So that's why I have the bass and the treble all the way down, because they are boost only. So this is right, little bit of gain, but that's for my volume, and then I have gain. So there's active. So passive has a little bit hotter, right? So there's bypassed, pedal off, pedal on with the bass and treble all the way down. So now there's the bass control turned up a little bit. It's beefy.
Very beefy.
And then the treble. I mean, it's transparent. It's pretty cool. It's there's.
Oh yeah. Don't want to blow anybody's ears out.
Right, hold on. There we go. Stingray out, man.
Oh, it gets a
little distortion. Gets a little overdrive.
Because of the gain.
Because of the gain. It's interesting, right? It's got a little gain to it, a little dirt. So let me see here. Yeah, and I think he's still kind of working on it, but it does get a little gain, right? When you, like if you hit a note really hard. So there's off. There's the treble. And those old Stingray preamps were very, very bright. So let's see. Go ahead and keep playing. So bright's to the left, so we'll cut it. There's bass off. Nice powerful bass.
Yeah.
It's just different. I kind of like a little bit, like when you're digging in a little higher. I like the It's a little distortion. A little bite to it.
That's only because I'm hitting it really hard.
That's okay. Huh.
It comes in when you attack it more.
Interesting.
But then I can just back off it and be without it, which
Yeah.
gives you a lot of expression options.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to mess with it a little bit. I'll talk to him, give him some feedback, but...
All I'm doing is changing how I'm hitting the string.
Oh, wow. And then it brings out that little bit of grit and hair to it.
Exactly. It's kind of cool.
It's interesting. Yeah, so yeah, Dawes audio. I just kind of wanted to hear what a P-bass would sound like. I'm wondering if I turn the volume up and the gain down, are you able to not get distortion? A little less. Oh, you're still...
I'm hitting it pretty hard. I mean, I'm really digging in.
Oh, there you go. So that's the volume up and the gain down, and that's also with the trim pot inside at 50%.
Okay.
Because I had it higher and it was just too hot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bypassed. So it does it can give you a boost.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyways, Dawes audio. Chase Dawes does these. So yeah, I'll be doing a little more thorough thing, but since we're talking pedals.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that was episode 1 of the Bass Hangs podcast called the Bass Geeks.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, bass geek guys, dudes that like gear and things related to bass and recording and gear. So
That should cover it.
yeah, that should cover it. So please, if you have any questions, email steve@thebasshang.com. You can email doug@thebasshang.com. I think that's yours, right?
Yeah, I will receive it.
Yeah, and please go to thebasshang.com, that webpage. There's a ton of videos
Yeah.
up there, a ton of videos on the YouTube channel. There's also...
Dude, I find myself going there and looking at some of the... I went and looked at the Octavers, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's good stuff here.
Yeah, so yeah, it's very cool. And subscribe to the podcast, because I think I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these. They're super fun. It's on iTunes now. It's on Stitcher Radio.
Oh, so great.
So it's pretty cool. So
You rock,
subscribe. Hey man, no, thank you. You rock. But this is going to be a regular feature, so be ready for just gear geeking out. And basically, I also, a company I forgot, Apogee Electronics, Apogee recording gear. They have helped me out tremendously. I think you're using the little mic right now to do some stuff, the mic 96K. The Duet is basically my go-to interface. Apogee, I'm sorry, that's another one of the companies I need to give shouts out to. So again, A Designs, Nordstrand, DR Strings, Form Factor, Marco Basses, and A Designs.
Apogee.
And Apogee. A Designs twice?
Yeah.
Peter Montesi, yeah. And Apogee. So please look all those companies up. They're great. They are super accessible, and they're just awesome companies. You can just email them and reach them. But yeah, basshang.com. Email us and subscribe to the podcast. So this is Bass Geeks, episode 1, Octave Pedals, and the winner was, man, the 3-Leaf Audio Octabvre Octave Pedal by 3-Leaf Audio.
Really?
Got anything to say there, Doug?
Oh man, I'm good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Super fun.
We'll see what happens. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Adios, goodbye. Peace. Wait, I always end like this.